Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to NXT, and we are kicking us off with a hostile opening matchup with Jacy Jayne and Gigi Dolin, former women's tag team champions, former allies, now bitter enemies. This all started with NXT Stand and Deliver when both Jacy Jayne and Gigi Dolin were in the NXT Women's Money in the Bank matchup, and unfortunately for both of them, they were not able to grab that briefcase. After that, Jacy Jayne would turn her attention to Gigi Dolin and take her out. And come to find out, last week to end NXT, Jacy Jayne felt that Gigi Dolin was essentially bringing her down and felt like Gigi Dolin was dead weight. She said toxic attraction has been going down for a long time, especially with, Mandy Rose being gone for the longest time and herself and Gigi trying to stay at the top of the mountain. And at first, they were good for the longest time, multiple time tag team champions, but slowly but surely, Jacy Jayne believes that there was just a, more of a dead weight with Gigi Dolin. And she said sooner rather than later, it was going to come to that. Now, tonight's match, we got two talented women having definitely a grudge, certainly with obviously with Jacy Jayne taking out Gigi Dolin, but Dolin, certainly, she wants to get some revenge tonight as well. She wants to put Jacy Jayne and say, hey, I'm the deadweight? I don't think so. And now this is where both women will continue to, the start of their singles careers will be tonight. And also, with the women's division, ladies and gentlemen, here in NXT, it's a lot of awesome stuff coming the way with the announcement of the NXT Women's North American Championship. That will be coming into play very, very soon. We'll be figuring out what exactly that entails. We do know all the women in NXT will be getting a chance to at least fight for that championship. We'll know more very, very soon, as well as the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. Those are coming back as well, and we start to figure out who's going to be going to NXT Spring Breakin to fight them. As the matchup is official, here we go, an Extreme Rules matchup. Anything can go. These women don't necessarily need to use any weapons on each other. They're just going to beat the snot out of each other. It doesn't mean that the referee's going to break up anything in this matchup. All it is first pinfall or submission in this matchup tonight. But we have a lot to address tonight, especially like we mentioned with the NXT Women's North American Championship. We'll find out more details down the line when that comes around the corner. As Gigi Dolin looking to get extreme here. Ooh, got ourselves a trash can. Gigi gonna look to take out the trash, but look at Jacy. She's like, oh no! As Gigi going that suicide dive, Jacy Jayne doing the right thing there, essentially going after a weapon, and it worked out in her place. But back to tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have the main event. Logan Paul, he was supposed to be on NXT last week. He showed up shockingly at the end after, it was being told he'd actually show up this week on NXT. Logan Paul would shockingly attack Kenny Omega. Nobody was expecting that. And it seems like Logan Paul may be coming after that NXT Championship. Big question is, will that be the match for NXT Spring Breakin? It'll be 5 weeks away from that big-time pay-per-view. It will be the same weekend as the SmackDown pay-per-view known as Payback. So we'll see how that goes. But tonight, Logan Paul, the Maverick, he will be taking on WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio, the leader of the LWO, as Gigi Dolin with a submission hold here. Obviously, there's not a submission result outside here if Jacy Jayne happened to tap out there. But essentially, like we just said, Logan Paul, Rey Mysterio, really looking forward to that. Logan Paul, if you're taking out the NXT champion and the next week you're taking on one of the best to ever do it, this is the time where you show up. Because if you don't show up, Rey Mysterio will literally embarrass you tonight. And we'll see how that works. That was a big kick there. You can tell that was a personal kick right across the chest / collarbone area there of Jacy Jayne. And like we mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we start to find out who will be battling for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships at NXT Spring Breakin. Tonight it is a triple threat tornado tag team match where the winner will go officially to NXT Spring Breakin and will be one half of the competitors in that tag team matchup to challenge for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. As look at Gigi Dolin getting personal with this sledgehammer right to the ribs here. She is not stopping. She is sending a message to Jacy Jayne and basically showing you, hey, who looks like dead weight now? As, oh, look at this. Looks very familiar from AJ Lee back in the day. Black Widow here to Jacy Jayne, but Jayne is able to get out of it momentarily. Oh, big haymaker there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, Jacy Jayne with a hell of a maneuver there, taking down Gigi Dolin, and oh no, it's time for Jacy Jayne. Look at her, she's saying, hey, it's time to swing for the fences, and this is not good for Gigi. Now she's getting some of that sledgehammer right to the ribs. I can tell you that does not feel good, ladies and gentlemen. Even accidentally working on a job site or anything like that, I can tell you, it's certainly right in the ribs. That's where, you know, you're able to breathe. I know it makes common sense, but still, I mean, being hit in the ribs multiple times like that, that's going to be making you easy pickings later on in this matchup. And both women have had the opportunity to basically stuff each other full of that sledgehammer. Also tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have the NXT Tag Team Champions. They are in action, the Undisputed Era. They take on Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods in a non-title match. And look at Jacy Jayne just toying with this crowd as Gigi Dolin just laying motionless. She's finally getting up to her feet here, but this very well could be the end of this matchup. Referees right there. 2, 3. Jacy Jayne with a hell of a win. These women beat the snot out of each other to start off NXT. What a match. Big win for Jacy Jayne. And let's see where both these women go from here in the near future. Big win for Jacy Jayne. Back to the drawing board for Gigi Dolin, though. And ladies and gentlemen, we are backstage here in NXT. That is Wardlow, one of the members of the Undisputed Era. He is back here taking out Kofi Kingston. And I'm being told that we're having all sorts of bad situations going on backstage here. I'm being told that MJF is working on Xavier Woods over in the actual parking lot. Wardlow decimating the competition, and this might be the night that the New Day may just suggested not coming out here to NXT. They were looking to bring that positivity that they bring to the table, but tonight they may not be able to do that as Wardlow lays waste to Kofi. We are backstage again, ladies and gentlemen. Like we just mentioned, MJF and Xavier Woods in the parking lot here. Can only imagine what is about to be going down here. As, oh, thumb to the eye socket of Xavier Woods. I can tell you, that ain't going to be feeling good as MJF taking out what they believe is the trash here, and now MJF gonna work on that arm submission hold here outside here. Xavier Woods just getting that arm wrenched in. Xavier Woods, this is not a match, but certainly damage being done by everyone's favorite scumbag, MJF of the Undisputed Era. Oh my goodness, man. Out of all people, they have to do it to. They have to do it to the New Day. Obviously, the Undisputed Era seems like this was the plan from the get-goes. Oh my God. Oh, come on. No. Not the arm, not the hand. No. Oh my God. MJF almost essentially breaking the hand of Xavier Woods. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We will try to give you guys a medical update available about the New Day. It seems like they definitely won't be feeling too well after what just happened, especially what MJF just did, putting Xavier Woods' hand right in the car door and slamming the door on it. Like, that is despicable by MJF, but it seems like the Undisputed Era, they are going to make 2024 a living hell for everyone here in WWE, and it sure as hell seems like it is going to start with the likes of the New Day and continuing on, and especially with Wardlow having that Money in the Bank briefcase, he can cash in on Kenny Omega anytime, any place, anywhere. But as we move on from that, ladies and gentlemen, we have Alba Fire making her way down to the ring. Herself and Isla Dawn of the Unholy Union tonight are going to be looking to clinch themselves a spot in that title match live there at NXT Spring Breakin, which is going to be 5 weeks away. I'm really looking forward to it. This is a triple threat tornado tag team matchup. Anything can happen, and certainly with the amount of talent in this matchup, certainly I'm really looking forward to it, especially with Tegan Nox, a former women's champion, Shotzi Blackheart. Those two women certainly are pretty good as a tag team, and then also two WWE Hall of Famers, Lita and Trish, which is awesome. Awesome, I can tell you that. So can't wait to see how this tag team matchup turns out, as there is Isla Dawn certainly looking to put a curse on this NXT women's roster and take that NXT women's tag team championships to where they believe, back home to them. But we'll have to wait and see. Certainly a lot of potential with this group, and certainly I believe with this women's tag team division coming back, I see a lot of potential in this group. So I can't wait to really see how this is very unstable, unholy union. But certainly with the addition, a lot of big names have been here in NXT, not only in the tag team division, but also in the singles division. Quite notably, that being Charlotte Flair, the queen of WWE. She was here in NXT once. That was all obviously under Vince McMahon's control. Obviously, when we had the drafts for Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, that was a couple years ago. Charlotte and many main roster superstars were down here in NXT, and then Vince saw, hey, we're not really stacked on the Raw and SmackDown at the time, so he said, hey, we're gonna bring a lot of you guys back up, and NXT is gonna have to deal with what they will have to deal with. As here comes Lita, Miss Extreme herself, looking to get a twist of fate, maybe a swanton bomb. Lita looking like she is in phenomenal shape. We'll see how Lita and Trish fare. They are former women's tag team champions on the main roster. Let's see how they fare here in NXT. You can't buy NXT. A lot of tremendous young superstars and a lot of veterans in this roster, and I really like what Adam Pearce, the NXT general manager, has done here. Kept a lot of these same NXT superstars, but also has added that little seasoning of veterans for each division, and that's what you like to see, a little bit of everything when it comes to the roster. And now here comes Trish Stratus. Certainly for Trish, she would love to get some championship gold. There's so many potential dream matches for Trish here in WWE. I would love to see Lita and Trish get an opportunity against Charlotte Flair. That'd be a hell of a matchup here in NXT. And also Tiffany Stratton as well. Tiffany Stratton, she's undefeated so far here in NXT, and a lot of figuring out about what's next for Tiffany Stratton and who she'll be facing at NXT TakeOver. There's a lot of stuff to really decide and really figure out, and I think Adam Pearce has a lot of time to really figure out what he wants to do. As now here comes Tegan Nox and Shotzi Blackheart, former women's tag team champions. Here comes Tegan Nox, She's a former Miss Money in the Bank in her own right, as well a former women's champion. She knocked off Asuka to become women's champion there on SmackDown. And now for 2024, Tegan Nox, since she's been drafted over here to NXT, she's saying she has a lot of major aspirations, one of them being the NXT Women's Champion. And when we brought up about the NXT Women's North American Championship, she said, hey, why not me? I've been in this business for a very long time, and I would love to be the first ever woman to carry that championship and, you know, defend it with pride and righteousness. And I mean, I think Tegan Nox certainly would be a major player when it comes to that, but there is a lot of women on this roster that certainly would love that opportunity to be the first ever woman to do that. We'll see who may actually be able to be the first woman to ever do that. Like we said, Adam Pearce is going to make some decisions on that, and obviously, like I said, all the superstars, all the women's superstars on this roster will get an opportunity to qualify, or I should say win that matchup, or win that championship. So we'll, like I said, we'll see how it goes, and I'm really looking forward to Adam Pearce coming up with a new NXT Women's North American Champion. As here comes Shotzi, very underrated woman in her own right, but tonight she's going to be looking to become the first team to qualify and get themselves the first possible NXT Women's Tag Team Championship ever since it was unified with the main roster Tag Team Championships. But like we said, Shotzi very underrated, and we love that cannonball that she loves to do from the top rope. Welcome to the mosh pit. Her and Tegan work quite well together. Can't wait to see how this women's matchup is going to fare, man. It's going to be certainly all over the place, and not in a bad way when I say that either. These women are going to be scratching and clawing to become the woman in this matchup. Referee has rung the bell. Here we go. Who is walking out with the win and will be being one half of the Women's Tag Team Championship matchup there at NXT Spring Breakin? Will it be a veteran team, or will it be a young and up-and-coming team? Oh, referee inadvertently taken out by Isla Dawn. Could have been on purpose, you never know. As, wait a minute, Shotzi looking to steal victory over Trish. Imagine how that would feel for certainly Trish to lose a matchup just like that. And now look at Shotzi. Oh, look at this. Oh, big kick there from Shotzi. Very impressive there. As Tegan now going to look to maybe get a little extreme here. Flatliners from Shotzi. Tegan Nox got the kendo stick, and now she is swinging for the fences. Briefly took out Lita, and before that, it looks like it was Alba Fire she took out as well. So certainly, in this type of match, it's perfectly legal. Anything can happen, as long as that result happens in the middle of our ring here. As now, dropping Trish right on that top rope. And ladies and gentlemen, I do have some news. The scheduled matchup coming up next between the Undisputed Era and the New Day has officially been canceled due to the heinous assault from MJF and Wardlow of the Undisputed Era taking out the New Day just moments ago. So that's very unfortunate. I don't know if we'll have a match to take place to compensate for that, but it is very unfortunate how the Undisputed Era just ruined a perfectly fine tag team matchup as Tegan Nox is taking out everybody. Everybody is down at this moment as Tegan Nox with a one-handed chokeslam. She said that her favorite wrestler is Kane, the big red monster, and it almost got her a pinfall victory and got herself an opportunity at NXT Spring Breakin, but they're going to have to continue to scratch and claw at the moment. And oh, look at that maneuver. Absolutely beautiful there from Tegan and company. As, look at, oh my goodness, what a maneuver there from Alba Fire, laying waste to Trish Stratus there. Oh, and then Tegan dropping her right on that sledgehammer as well. Now you're going to see a brief teamwork between unlikely allies, Alba Fire and Lita, 2 redheads. And now Tegan's got herself a kendo stick. Ooh, goodness, Isla Dawn's down. And now Tegan and Lita gonna go at it, and now you got Alba Fire and Shotzi. This is gonna be very combustible, I can tell you that. Uh-oh, Shotzi, is she looking for sliced bread? Number 2, taking down Alba Fire. And now gonna continue the assault here with that sledgehammer and takes out Lita in the process. Oh, Shotzi going for the pinfall. Will this be enough for Shotzi? No. It's Shotzi. If you're smart, go for the pinfall on Alba Fire. You literally took her out of the equation, but certainly that could be a big mistake in the long run. We'll have to wait and see. Is Trish and Tegan going at it? Big bulldog there to Tegan. Oh, Alba Fire. Oh, goodness. Leg drop right in the sledgehammer. I can tell you that won't be feeling good for sure. Still to come tonight, like we mentioned, the main event tonight is Logan Paul taking on Rey Mysterio. Going to be one heck of a matchup, I can tell you that. Logan Paul, this is going to be his proving point for tonight. Towards the end of 2023, ladies and gentlemen, he certainly had I would say, especially Survivor Series, one of his breakout moments. But now 2024, will it be championship gold around his waist as Shotzi Blackheart picks up the win over Alba Fire? And that means Shotzi and Tegan are going to NXT Spring Breakin. And next week here on NXT, we will find out who takes on Tegan and Shotzi at Spring Breakin. I hope all of you guys are having a fantastic night watching NXT. I'm very sorry that we're not able to give you guys Undisputed Era versus the New Day after MJF and Wardlow with their heinous assault on Kofi and Xavier, being told that Xavier and Kofi will be perfectly fine, and we're going to make Undisputed Era pay. And we're going to make them pay by setting up an 8-man tag team match for next week here on NXT. It will be Kenny Omega and the New Day, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, and a partner of their choosing to take on the Undisputed Era's MJF and the tag team champions Adam Cole and Adam Page and Logan Paul. Also live next week here on NXT, we are going to have a triple threat matchup to determine who is the next challenger for Tiffany Stratton's NXT Women's Championship at NXT Spring Breakin. So it will be the Queen Charlotte Flair taking on Trish Stratus as well as Lita in a triple threat matchup. Big match coming our way for next week. Also next week here, live on NXT, there will be a battle royal to determine who will be facing Tony D'Angelo for that NXT North American Championship live at NXT Spring Breakin. As well as next week, I will be giving you guys some more information regarding the newly announced NXT Women's North American Championship. Certainly a lot of big-time matches next week here live on NXT. I'm really looking forward to quite a bit of them, especially that triple threat match between Trish, Lita, and Charlotte Flair. Winner takes on Tiffany Stratton for the NXT Women's Championship. Certainly going to be a big-time matchup there. And you can't say a big-time fight feel without the Van Daminator, RVD. Normally would call him Mr. Monday Night or even Mr. Friday Night, but tonight he's here in NXT. He's been officially signed to the NXT roster. We'll see how many times we'll see him wrestle here in NXT, but a big opportunity for, I want to say young man, but obviously not. This man's been in this business forever, especially his days in ECW, then to WWE. And certainly if he's able to get himself into that battle royal next week, certainly to where he'd be facing Tony D'Angelo for the NXT North American Championship at NXT Spring Breakin. And certainly with his match tonight against the current NXT North American Champion Tony D'Angelo, little preview match possibly of what's going to be coming our way. You just never know. As we wait for the family to come out here, is Tony D'Angelo. You got Mr. Stacks on the right-hand side, and Baron Corbin, the man that shockingly joined the family here for Tony D'Angelo. Big-time muscle, certainly, with Baron Corbin. Corbin's been trying to find himself something for years and years now. He has held the Intercontinental Championship for one day. He's also won the Money in the Bank briefcase as well. Didn't get to cash in successfully, unfortunately for him. But certainly, you know, Corbin, for a man that has not been able to accomplish much, he is very, very good in the middle of that ring. And if he's able to showcase what he brings to the table, I think certainly, you know, Corbin's a hell of a prospect, but like I said, ever since he's joined us in WWE, he's just not been able to find his moment just yet. Will 2024 be his moment with Tony D'Angelo and the family? As this is your co-main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Big time matchup here. Referee rings the bell as matchup is official. Here we go. Let's see how the North American Champion fares off with the WWE Hall of Famer, RVD. Stomping away on that midsection. That is not going to be feeling too good, I can tell you that. And look at Tony just rubbing it in the face of this Orlando, Florida crowd. He has the momentum. Certainly he can rub it in all he wants to. Certainly with the family at ringside, that makes Tony D'Angelo even more dangerous, especially with his movesets and all sorts of stuff that he can pull out of his repertoire, like that frog splash. Doing all sorts of things here live on NXT, looking to send a message to RVD and every single member of that Battle Royal next week that, hey, you can win a Battle Royal, but when you had to face me one-on-one, it's going to be a whole different ball game. And like we said, RVD may be one of those competitors in that Battle Royal. It's going to be very interesting to see, like we said, if RVD will be one of those competitors, or will we have, you know, however amount of superstars in that matchup. You know, really have to wait and see, you know, how that Battle Royal is going to turn out. Especially when you have possibly all, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them all at one time. You just never know. As I'll look at this. Look at this from Mr. Tony D'Angelo. Swinging neck breaker. Takes down RVD. Referee dealing with the turnbuckle padding, but it doesn't matter because Tony's not done yet. He's looking to put away Mr. Rob Van Dam, Mr. Wednesday Night, but RVD again fighting out of it. Can he get out of this? Can he pick up a massive win over the North American Champion? Nice swing of that leg, takes down the champion, and this is where RVD can get dangerous if he starts to make this match a little bit fast-paced. Certainly Tony D'Angelo does not want to deal with a fast-paced matchup, especially when you're facing off with Mr. RVD. Here we go, hook of the leg. Will this be enough to put away Tony? And big, strong kick out there from Tony D'Angelo. And now Corbin introducing just moments ago that kendo stick there, referee right there to make sure that kendo stick does not get any use. Certainly don't want to ruin this matchup. One swing of that kendo stick, breaking it over someone's head or even the chest, back, whatever it may be. It certainly will be a long night for that superstar. Because those kendo stick shots, those are not for the weary man. Those will definitely take a lot out of you. Tony trying to figure himself out right now, but RVD taking it to Tony at this very moment. Tony's in trouble. The WWE Hall of Famer has him right where he wants him. Could we have ourselves RVD maybe get himself, like we mentioned, if he is in that Battle Royal next week, with a win tonight? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, pile driver dropping Tony right on his head there. Pinfall. Is this enough? 2, 3. Yes, it is. RVD gets himself a massive win right in front of the family, ladies and gentlemen. Massive win for RVD tonight, saying, hey, this could be his last run, and RVD is not going to blow it. and he certainly didn't tonight with a massive win over the NXT North American Champion. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. Baron Corbin with a kendo stick. No. Just beating down RVD with the kendo stick. The family obviously not going to be too happy about that. And he just broke it over the head of RVD. And end of days from Baron Corbin. Time to roll those stacks of money right there. I don't know. What Corbin seems like he is not done yet. Gonna look to make an example of Rob Van Dam. Picked up a massive win, especially a win that could instantly possibly get him a championship opportunity. And certainly now, that opportunity may be taken to the wayside of the family here, all with Baron Corbin. We're just moments away from getting to our main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. But now, a choke slam through the damn table. Baron Corbin takes out possible competition for Tony D'Angelo. Big moment for Corbin. Now it is time for your main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Rey Mysterio, your WWE Hall of Famer, coming out here with Santos Escobar, working to take over NXT. Certainly big time for the LWO. I can't really wait for them to really see how they are, because they really got a big group. From Santos Escobar, Rey Mysterio, Hakeem Wilde, Cruz del Toro, Dragon Lee, Carlito, and even Zelina Vega. Certainly a massive group to keep your eyes on. And certainly with Rey Mysterio at the top of his game, certainly looking to make 2024 certainly something special for the LWO. Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar, our former Raw Tag Team Champions, ladies and gentlemen. And certainly would love to have themselves some gold around their waist very soon. That tag team division is very stacked here on NXT. But right now, Rey Mysterio is going to look to beat some respect into the Maverick, Logan Paul. Like we said, 2023, the end of it at least, certainly had himself a very, I would say, intriguing end to 2023. 2024 is going to be a whole different ballgame for this young man. He has a lot of untapped potential, but he has that one lucky punch that he's able to work out. Also that buckshot lariat and plenty of other massive maneuvers he can pull out of his repertoire, but certainly, let's see how Logan Paul fares tonight. And, I mean, certainly, with what he did to Kenny Omega to end NXT last week, after Omega was in action. So, certainly, I mean, this is a moment that Logan Paul has been dreaming of. To possibly get a NXT Championship matchup in the near future. Sending a message to the champion, that will definitely wake him up and definitely let him know that he has his sights on that championship. And Logan Paul also has that massive 8-man tag team match as well next week. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. Logan Paul, Rey Mysterio. Can Logan Paul pick up a massive win here on NXT? This is their do or die time here. With Logan Paul with a loss to Rey Mysterio, certainly that could, maybe take him out of possible contention with Kenny Omega in that NXT Championship, as Rey Mysterio taking him to the shed there with a big bulldog there. Big haymaker, and Rey Mysterio, man, just absolutely fantastic. This man, one of the longest reigning cruiserweight champions we've had here in WWE's history, is also certainly a multi-time United States champion here. Former Raw Tag Team Champion with Santos Escobar. Even feuded with his son Dominic as well. So certainly Rey has had a lustrous career facing off with a lot of different people. As Mysterio. Are we already thinking 619? Dialing it up here in Orlando, Florida. Big time maneuver, and now Mysterio, big time splash. Are we gonna see the fastest match of the night here? 2. No, Logan Paul kicks out. Just when you think maybe Mysterio is gonna be able to put away Logan Paul tonight. But now, frog splash! Certainly that has to be it, correct? 1, 2. No, and Logan Paul with another kick out. Mysterio thought he had him. Logan Paul has been dominated this whole matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Not really too sure who's going to be able to, especially if Mysterio continues to wrestle like this, I don't know who's going to be able to out-wrestle him, but certainly Logan has not been able to figure out the mysterious Rey Mysterio. And now Logan Paul, here we go. Oh, big-time suplex. Of course, the ultimate disrespect. Looking for the three amigos possibly here. Looking to hit the trifecta here. Yes, he does. Right in the middle of that ring. The ultimate disrespect from Logan Paul. And now, oh goodness. Just getting stomped, man. That's not the best feeling. And for Mysterio, you got to believe you don't want to hit your best shots early. You don't want to give Logan Paul this little bit of leeway that he has right now, because he can surprise you. Logan Paul, very underrated, but a lot of Raw and SmackDown superstars and even NXT superstars definitely saw Survivor Series of last year of what Logan Paul was able to do, and especially to pick up a big win as Logan Paul looking to get his big win in the main event, but surely not enough just yet. I'm going to have to go back to that drawing table here early. Logan going to toss him into the corner. Let's see what he's going to be able to draw up here against Rey Mysterio. These big chops right to the chest there, man. I mean, certainly that will be effective little by little. As Logan Paul with these Miz kicks right here, learning from Miz when those two were a tag team here in WWE. And Logan Paul not going to give Rey Mysterio any time to recuperate, and certainly that's may not like Logan Paul. That is very smart, though, of Logan Paul to come right after his opponent here as he tosses him back inside the ring here. Gonna avoid that count out, but Logan Paul needs to stay on him as look at that maneuver. Springboard frog splash there to Rey Mysterio. Pulling out all sorts of maneuvers when he has to. And now high risk maneuver. Frog splash there from Logan Paul. Is this it? 2, 3, yes it is. Logan Paul is able to survive Rey Mysterio tonight, and Logan Paul picks up a main event win, certainly a win that he needed, and we'll see if this will lead to maybe himself getting a match against Kenny Omega for the NXT Championship. And now, Logan Paul may not have to wait. Kenny Omega, the NXT Champion, is here. And certainly not going to have to take any rest from the NXT Champion. And bring out that NXT Championship right here, right now. Certainly all hell is about to break out. I can tell you this right here, right now. As Omega throwing down that NXT Championship. He is ready to brawl if he has to here. Are we about to get an answer from Kenny Omega? Is he about to tell us what exactly he feels about maybe a possible NXT Championship match between these two at NXT Spring Breakin? You certainly got my attention, Logan, by attacking me after my main event match. You want this NXT Championship that I've worked my ass off for ever since joining the NXT brand and ever since joining back in the WWE draft. If you want a NXT Championship match, all you had to do was ask, Logan. Didn't need to attack me. So Logan, at NXT Spring Breakin', I've made it official with Adam Pearce. I will be defending my NXT Championship against yourself live at NXT Spring Breakin'. 1-on-1. Nobody else, just me and you. And once I beat you, you're going to have to go to the end of the line and cry some more about it. And I also heard that next week here live on NXT, it's going to be an 8-man tag team where it's myself, Xavier, and Kofi, and a tag team partner of our choosing taking on you and 3 members of the Undisputed Era. This is where all the big boys play, huh? Well, it's going to be a big opportunity for you, Logan, to grow up and really see how all of us main event talent fare all in the same ring together. And now, no, Logan Paul punching him in the face, and then one lucky punch. And now the champion is knocked out. Logan Paul is holding the NXT Championship. And will this be the scene coming up at NXT Spring Breakin? And now he's just beating him while he is down. Absolutely horrendous, ladies and gentlemen. What we're having to see here live on NXT is another knockout punch just for good measure. And Logan Paul is on cloud 9 to end NXT. Omega trying to get back up to his feet, ladies and gentlemen. But certainly, we know Omega's a fighter. But sometimes you just got to learn how to stay down. And that is how we end NXT, ladies and gentlemen. Kenny Omega being taken out by Logan Paul. But look at Kenny. Kenny again, he's trying. He is determined to get up. And we're trying to get off the air, but Kenny Omega certainly seems like he is not wanting to be put down. And it certainly seems like Logan Paul will gladly show him who is boss. This is not what I wanted to see to your NXT champion, and Omega won't even be 100%. I can tell you that now. Certainly after what we're witnessing here live on NXT, as again, headshot from Logan Paul to Kenny Omega.